Our knowledge about the world of the algebraians and BFDI has been expanding a lot recently. Not only that a lot of different algebraians have been introduced, but also a lot of the rules of their world have been shown to us as well, such as how the plus and the division signs work. One thing to notice is that nearly all of the algebraians rules in BFDI are the same as the rules of algebra in real life, and it seems like everything in the world of algebra does exist in some way or another in BFDI's algebraians world, just like the imaginary numbers. X in BFDI's world is viewed as simply yet another algebraian, with no really specific difference from the rest of them. But in real-life algebra, X isn't just another number. X can be any number, depending on what they are equal to. When X finds his value, we saw that X is equal to 7, but that might not be the case anymore. You see, with the introduction of the plus and the division signs that work on the algebraians, you can notice that these signs are not the same as the ones in X finds his value, as they seem to instantly force their power into the algebraians, unlike the ones in X finds his value. Thus, if a powerful equal sign similar to these does exist, which is very likely, it definitely will have stronger powers than the one in X finds his value. What I mean by that is, the equal sign in X finds his value shows us what X is currently equal to, while the powerful equal sign would have a much stronger effect than that, like completely changing what X equals to, where placing X from one side and another algebraian from the other side will make X equal to them. Now why does any of this even matter? X being equal to another algebraian means X shares something with them for sure, and what my theory says is that once X equals an algebraian, X becomes capable of using the algebraian's powers, basically mimicking it, while when X is not defined, his powers are not defined either. Notice that X is not that good at using his powers, which is not the case for 1, 2, and 4, possibly indicating that he did not have that power for a long time like they did, maybe because he took it from someone somewhat recently. Now, if this theory is correct, then whose powers are X's powers taken from, or in other words, who's X currently equal to? Well, there are two possible answers, a more logical one and a more interesting one. For the logical answer, out of all the algebraians we know, X's powers are most similar to 4's. For example, they are the only two algebraians who can recover people, which could mean that 4 decided to share his powers with his friend X. And also, 4 did teach X how to use his powers, meaning that 4 knows exactly the type of powers X can achieve, possibly indicating that it is his own powers he's teaching. For the more interesting answer, X took his powers from 3. We don't know what 3's powers are like. If anything, they could possibly be closer to X's powers than 4's. And if that's the case, it could also be possible that the reason 3 is trapped inside 4 is because 3 did not agree for X to have his powers, and they had a fight over it that ended up with 3 being trapped there. Now all of this does get even more interesting, as if this theory is correct, it means X can take any algebraian's powers, including 2763. In other words, X may just be the strongest algebraian in the show, stronger than 4, 2, and 1. That is just crazy to think about. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.